The world of anime is filled with action and hype creating shows. Where these shows fill our hearts with happiness, there come moments, tragic moments that also bring sadness and sorrow.
死ぬことは気にするな。柱ならば後輩の盾となるのは当然だ。
Today's video is meant to display moments in anime, so saddening that they completely crush one's soul. Moments that force us to feel the sense of despair and loss of the one on screen.
言いたくなかったんだろ。そういう顔をしていたよ。
With that said, welcome back to Animeology. Today, let's have a look at some of the most soul-crushing anime moments that may leave you drowning in an ocean of tears. Number 12, Gabi kills Sasha. Attack on Titan, episode 67. The first entry on our list is the death of our beloved Sasha. All seems to be going fine. The Survey Corps is heading back to Eldia with what seems to be a victory to them, until Gabi and Falco use a dead Corps member maneuver gear and make their way to the airship. All the Corps members are busy celebrating their return, unbeknownst that an enemy has infiltrated. And just like that, Gabi enters the cabin and takes her shot. It is Sasha with who the bullet connects. A sense of despair suddenly envelops the atmosphere. She immediately collapses, leaving a pool of blood in her wake. Connie and Jian keep yelling at her to hang on, but it's too late. The once cheerful and potato-loving girl is no more. Number 11, Ace's sacrifice. One Piece. Ace's sacrifice to protect his little brother is one that no anime fan can ever forget. As the war in Marineford between the Whitebeard pirates and the Marines rages on, Luffy has finally managed to free Ace from his execution. Now Ace too joins the fight against the Marines and is facing Admiral Sakazuki, but his exhausted self is no match for the Admiral. With Ace on the ground, Sakazuki leaps over him and heads for Luffy to deliver a deadly blow. Luffy, who was fighting all this time to save Ace, has exhausted all his strength and is unable to even move. In a desperate attempt to save his little brother, Ace jumps between the two and takes Sakazuki's fearsome attack head on. With a hole in his chest, Ace is unable to find the strength to hang on and falls onto Luffy. A rush of emotions envelop Luffy as he breaks down, trying to accept the fact that his brother won't make it. All his past memories, all the beautiful moments he spent with Ace, flash before his eyes as he lets out a truly devastating cry. Number 10, Rengoku's final moment, Demon Slayer Mugen Train. The personality of Kyojiro Rengoku will forever remain etched in the heart of Demon Slayer fans. Granted that his stay in the show wasn't for long, but the bond that he had formed with Tanjiro and the gang made his departure so much more heartbreaking. Despite being superior in every aspect, the mighty Demon Slayer fell short against the immortality of Akaza. He kept fighting till his mortal body was no longer able to withhold his blazing spirit. The one bright side to this is that Rengoku died knowing that he kept the promise he made to his mother. He died knowing that his mother was proud of him. That's a win in my book. Number 9, Itachi's tragic past. Naruto Shippuden, episode 451 to 458. The next tragic moment on our list is Itachi's past, specifically the reason behind him massacring the entire Uchiha clan. From the very beginning, Itachi was portrayed as the bad guy, a murderer who, in the shadow of night, massacred his entire clan. But none knew of the real reason behind his unforgivable action. In truth, a war was brewing between the Hidden Leaf and the Uchiha. After the Nine Tails attack, the entire blame for the incident was set on the Uchihas. Itachi's father and the leader of the Uchiha refused to sit by idly, and a coup d'etat was expected. The war between the two villages would have been catastrophic, and so to prevent countless casualties, Itachi made the choice that no kid should ever have had to make. He chose to massacre the Uchiha clan. The unbearable agony that he underwent, the despair that clenched his heart as he crossed his blade through the hearts of his two loving parents, the tears that dripped from his eyes as his father ushered his final words to him. You are truly a kind child. Number 8. Ushio passes away in Tomoya's arms. Clannad After Story. Clannad is a show filled with devastating and heartbreaking moments, but the one that tops all is the moment when little Ushio passes away. Tomoya, who still hasn't recovered from Nagisa's death, becomes even more miserable when he learns of the fact that his daughter Ushio is sick with the same disease that took his wife from him. He quits everything and devotes all his time to Ushio, even takes her on a trip. As both are walking along the snowy road, holding each other's arms, Ushio's frail body fails to fight the illness any longer and collapses on the road. Tomoya holds her in his arms, telling her that she'll be fine, but deep down even he knows that it's too late. Ushio's life slowly fades away as she whispers her final words to her father, I love you. And so Tomoya is left all alone in his despair, holding the lifeless body of his little girl. Number 7. Kosei witnesses Kaori's death. Kosei, once a piano prodigy, was now living his life in regret and boredom, until he met Kaori, the cheerful violinist whose appearance changed his life for the better. Kaori rekindled his love for the piano, and they formed a great team together. Everything was going fine for once in a long time, until Kaori's illness was revealed. She had a very serious disease that often led to her losing sensation in her body. From then on, she was often hospitalized, but still tried her best on being her cheery self for Kosei and the others. But tragedy struck when one day, as Kosei and Ryota were making their way to her ward, something went wrong and a sudden rush of doctors started. Kosei and Ryota watched from outside as Kaori was fighting for her life, their hands shaking, unable to do anything. All Kosei could do was watch, as the love of his life slowly slipped away from him. Number 6. Maes Hughes' funeral. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. A good friend, caring husband, and a loving father, Lieutenant Hughes became a fan favorite from the very beginning. His kind nature and deep chemistry with Roy was a source of amusement for many fans, and this is exactly why his death hit that much harder. Shot to the chest by envy, Hughes' funeral was quite emotionally overwhelming. Seeing little Lisa question why his father was being buried, his wife not knowing what to tell her, and seeing every one of his comrades shed tears in his remembrance is enough to crush your soul into a million pieces. Even Roy couldn't hold back his tears while saying goodbye to his friend. Number 5. Menma's final moments. Anohana. Menma! When it comes to soul-crushing moments, Anohana has to be up there. The series tackles some heavy-hitting and emotional topics, where a group of friends are still trying to overcome the guilt of their friend's passing. Each of the gang members has their own reason to believe that they had a role to play in Menma's untimely death. This continues for 5 years, until Menma's spirit reveals herself to Jintan, who at first thinks of her as a hallucination, but soon comes to realize that she is in fact the actual Menma. Well, her spirit. From then on, with the help of Jintan, Menma slowly gets to all his friends, assisting them in forgiving themselves. And when it's time for her to leave, the screen is utterly tear-jerking. The whole gang weeps as they read Menma's final messages to them, thanking her for being in their life, as Menma slowly fades away into the afterlife. Writer's note, go watch the damn show. You won't regret it. Number 4. Takaki's incomplete love story. 5 centimeters per second. I, for one, am a sucker for happy endings, and why wouldn't anyone be? Seeing two lovers find each other is quite a wholesome feeling. Makes you want to believe that one day you too might find the one. Unfortunately, 5 centimeters per second doesn't give you that pleasure. This movie makes you believe in love, then breaks to you the cruel reality of life, how not everything that is good for you inevitably comes your way. Takaki and Akari's young love is met with a truly gruesome challenge when she has to move somewhere else. They try to make it work, but the physical distance between them begins to slowly drift them apart. And several years later, there even comes a point where they both run into each other at the train station. But by then, what remains of their love is a mere blurry vision. And it's truly heartbreaking to see Takaki go through the process of forgetting his first love, knowing that she's out there, somewhere. Number 3. Kurama's Sacrifice, Boruto.
何感傷に浸ってんだ。お前らしくない。
As far as soul-crushing moments go, Kurama's death has got to be in the top 3. The duo, that is Naruto and Kurama, go way back. These enemies turned friends have gotten each other through many life-threatening situations. One such moment is when Naruto is being overpowered by Ishiki Otsutsuki. As a final measure, Kurama allows Naruto to access a new and his most powerful transformation, Baryon mode, but only at the expense of their own life. Naruto takes on the offer, assuming that they both will meet their end. The godlike Baryon mode allows Naruto to easily overpower Ishiki, rendering him so weak that he's ultimately defeated by Kawaki. After their triumph, Naruto is ready to move to the after, knowing that his loved ones are safe. That is when Kurama reveals that Naruto's life was never the price. It's Kurama who has to go now. Naruto is heartbroken upon hearing this. The duo take a heartfelt moment to reminisce about their journey, their ups and their downs. In their final moments, as Kurama is slowly fading away into the mist, Naruto is unable to hold back his sorrow, and with weeping eyes, bids farewell to his partner. Number 2. Gugu's Final Moments, To Your Eternity, Episode 12.
重たいでしょ。
いや、そうでもないよ。安心して、すぐ助けが。
Fushi's journey is filled with tragic and untimely deaths, but none had such a devastating effect as Gugu's death. Having lived with Gugu for 4 years, Fushi had formed a very brotherly bond with him. But like they say, every good thing must eventually end. While attending a party at Ren's place, Fushi is ambushed by a knocker. Gugu's normal fire breath isn't working this time around, so they devise a new plan of action. After a gruesome battle, the knocker is finally defeated, but Gugu and Ren are trapped beneath a huge pile of rubble. To protect his beloved Ren, Gugu heroically bears the entire weight of the rubble on his back, while Fushi desperately tries to find them. At last, Fushi transforms into Gugu, indicating that he lives no longer. Number 1. Nina turns into a Chimera, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
お父さん痛いお父さん痛い
This show is home to many iconic moments and deaths, but none compared to the moment when Nina is revealed to be the talking Chimera. Edward and Alphonse first visited Shu Tucker, the sewing life alchemist, to maybe find a way to turn Alphonse back to human. During their visits, both brothers developed a fondness towards Shu's daughter, Nina, who used to call them Big Brother. During one of their visits, Shu revealed to them that he was successful in creating a chimera capable of human speech. Upon testing, the chimera really spoke, which excited both brothers. But the atmosphere suddenly shifted when the chimera that resembled a dog called Edward Big Brother. His eyes widened in utter shock. He slowly turned to Tucker and asked where Nina was. It was revealed that Tucker had used his own daughter and pet dog as lab rats, transmuting them into a talking chimera. Geez, how low can someone get?